Mahila, here's the update. I'm getting my lunch right now. I haven't eaten yet. I just played tennis with my dad. I won 6-1. He was all excited because they're going back to school in person on March 15th, and they're going to have swim season. And the swim season out here is a little bit later than like in back east and stuff and in the south. So that's great news because I think it really has affected the kids and well, I mean, it's affected everyone, but I can't even imagine being in school and having to do it all online. I mean, I failed my online classes in college and stuff. Like, I couldn't get it together, but so he was all excited about that. And so then I beat him in tennis, you know, but I was just feeling it. Like, I just, some days I'm on it and some days I'm not with tennis. That's just kind of how it is. And um, I'm not really good at like hitting it back and forth. Like, I can't really do that. Like, I don't know. It's just like I can't really like do it for fun. Like, it has to be like a game, and that's how he kind of is too. And like when my sister was here, she was beating both of us, kind of like, and I beat them both one time. But So that was cool. That 6-1, that 900 again. 6-1 the fall, just like that sign of that may he rest with Jesus. That guy that Mosley that died. Paul Mosley. That was in the news. I thought that was some symbolism of well, we have to see how it plays out. I mean, Lee Y. I'm kind of looking at Queen Elizabeth to have maybe a death in the news or something. But that would represent the Revelation 17 being defeated. That's kind of what we're going for right now. But like, I don't know. I mean, and then all that stuff with my family back in Lexington, like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I guess H, like I guess the assumption is that he was in Eastern State or something. Like they committed him to a mental hospital for a little bit. That's what I'm assuming. Now, if they jumped the gun and took him to jail, then like I know that he wouldn't last long in jail because he can't eat anything. He has to have it all fluid. So if he's not getting any intake of, vitamins and stuff in like a smoothie form, then he'll die. So, and I don't think my family would do that to him though. I mean, I can't even think about that. Like, because I told them he has to go to some sort of nice facility and just spend his money on that and live out the rest of his days in peace. Like, that's what has to happen because it's a bad road that he was on. Like, I could tell he was spiraling, and like he was lashing out at everyone. So they were all still like, well, why is he picking them to be the favorite or this person or that person or giving them all the money? I was like, no, listen, like there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like it's his head, like he's out of it, and they still were treating him like he was doing the stuff on purpose. And I said, no, he's not. Like, there's something in him that is either spiritual or it's mental health, and like he's completely focused on one thing, like that he's doing something, I don't know like what it was, but I don't know. So um and not to judge that either, like was it right or wrong, I don't know. But now I don't know what's going on because as I was playing tennis, I got a bunch of texts from my mom, Blake, and my brother's wife, and they were like, Blake installed a new toilet today, and they were like praising him, like, oh, he's a handyman, Blake handyman, all this stuff, and like my brother's wife sent a picture of like a Hindu figure with a bunch of tools in his hand, some emoji or something, like a cartoon, like bunch of arms, And then my mom was like glad that Catherine didn't have to fire you, you know, and they were all laughing like hysterically on the text. And then so then my dad gets on there and he's like, Brock just beat me 6-1. And my dad was like, I'm glad we're going back to school. And, you know, he was just keeping it like positive like that. But, so I don't know. It's weird. Like maybe I guess they didn't tell my dad what's going on. Like he still doesn't know. So, that's weird. Like, and I heard them say, like, my mom said on the phone, she was like, they're going for Mike, basically, is what they said on the phone. And then they were like, she said something about presents. So that meant like, oh, they were gonna, like that H would be counted as one of the two witnesses, you know? So I kind of played that front. I was like, yeah, he's a witness, like, you know, in the symbolism, like I got them Chick-fil-A for breakfast and I had a bunch of wrappers that I put on a napkin for the condiments. So that and I kind of flashed them to her or whatever, and that meant like that yeah, like he's a witness, like so he's dead, like now you guys need to move forward with what's next and not be stuck on it because they're claws. And if you don't know what that means that they're like in Zechariah where it talks about the claws, like they're like Legion kind of, which is related to Burt Reynolds and Deliverance film. It means like they're actors, like they're really different from what their gravity is how it seems. Like they're kind of like the deviants a little bit in the smoke and stuff. But like since they're my family, I have to deal with them out of the smoke, and like they're still like that though. Like they know the Bible really well, like Book of Eli. That's how you got to think of it. Like they're coming at you like they know it like Book of Eli, and not I'm not, and they're not like Denzel. They're like Gary Oldman. So you got to be like Denzel. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, some other signs. I guess I got to be careful on the YouTubes. Remember, like they force me to play all roles, so sometimes I come off as the serpent and I do floods, you know, and I'm like lashing out and saying like things I shouldn't say to like girls and stuff, and like that's because I'm forced to play all roles because no one else wants to help me out and no one else wants to be on the map like Grox used to show. So, all right, good. How are you doing? Yeah. Yep, that's right. Okay. Thanks. Here you go.